Demolition and construction are ongoing on the old East Wing of the White House, where President Trump is making way for a 90,000 square foot ballroom. According to a new poll, about a quarter of Americans approve of that renovation.
But it may not be strictly for political reasons. As WBZ political analyst John Keller reports tonight, Americans may admire and strive for wealth, but there are limits.
This is going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built.
The better to entertain visiting heads of state and royalty, says the president. But while they might like it, the American public does not. A new national poll finds more than 60% disapprove of the new ballroom plan, while just 1 in 4 approve. And while it's no surprise that Democrats hate the idea, it's highly unusual for 27% of Republicans to agree with them on anything regarding Trump. And check out the disapproval among independents.
It tells me that he has violated American political culture, which goes beyond party.
Boston College political science professor Mark Landy thinks Trump may have mistaken his fans' admiration for his tycoon brand with a love of European-style grandeur.
This was so voluntary, right? No MAGA person is begging him to build a palatial ballroom in the White House.
It wouldn't be the first such miscalculation. Governor Deval Patrick caught heat for buying a fancy new Cadillac and office drapes right after he took office. And First Lady Nancy Reagan was skewered for spending $200,000 on new White House china in a time of severe recession.
This was something they've wanted for at least 150 years.
And while the president correctly notes that past presidents have often made changes to the White House,
I hate to make changes, really.
They have tended to be more modest than a $300 million ballroom and more sensitive to public skepticism of faux royalty.
Mary Lincoln had spent a lot of money for the carpet, and her husband was angry.
So here, there, Lincoln being angry about the carpets, of course.
He knew it was bad optics.
It was bad optics in the middle of Civil War, economic hardship.
Yeah.
So is timing in this case also part of the backlash?
I think so, David. Sure. There's a lot of economic anxiety around, and the fact that foreign dignitaries have to enjoy their prime rib in a tent or a crowded function room isn't really high on the list of voter concerns, I'm going to guess. But listen, remember when the president used to talk about draining the swamp? That was a very effective political message, I thought. But given the corporate funds being used to build this ballroom, it looks more like diverting the swamp to a fancy new wetland.
And it's interesting, too, because a lot of people, you didn't hear a ton of backlash when he talked about the ballroom, but it's when people saw the pictures of the demolition that they really said, well, what is this?
It's kind of a perfect storm.
Yeah. All right, John Keller, thank you so much. Lisa.
All right, David, John, thank you.